Okay, hi everyone. So I am going to be talking about Susan Glaspell. I've been trying to record this video for so long and I could not figure it out. So that is why it's on ScreenPal. I hope that you can still access it because I tried to make it as easy as I could. I have no idea how to work this stuff. So, yeah, she was born on July 1st of 1876 in Davenport, Iowa. She lived on the outskirts of town, not really much going on. She rescued stray animals. They lived on like a farm type thing on the Mississippi River. Um, one second. She began working as a journalist for her local newspaper when she was 18, and then she quit that when she was 21 and started writing for a weekly society column. She was also majoring in philosophy at the time and doing male dominated debates, and she was super like feminist oriented and believed in women's rights at the time and focused more on like uh women moving forward. So she resigned from that after covering the conviction of a woman accused of murdering her abusive husband, and I will talk about that story in just a few minutes. Um, she also, forgot to mention, she majored in philosophy at Drake University. So she got noticed from her column and from doing the debates. She got noticed for her intelligence and everything. So she got money from that because she began writing short stories. She used that money to move to Chicago and focused on her fictional writing, which leads me to this. This was her first selling novel. It was a New York Times bestseller. It was called The Glory of the Conquered, and it was super interesting to me because it was about how the human mind, or how humans have the ability to love each other, which sounds super interesting because I love psychology and stuff like that. So, Trifles was the play that was about the murdering case that she wrote about and that she had to find out. It was said to be one of the greatest works in American theater, and that was in 1916. Um, so she was pretty big for her time. She, like I said, promoted gender equality and women's rights. Then she used expressionist techniques. She was one of the first to do so. So here's where it gets interesting, and this is the exact reason that I want to read more of her books. So she met this man named George Cram Cook, and he married a woman. I don't know if she divorced or she died, but he got remarried to a woman and they had a horrible marriage. It was so tough. So he divorced her, married Susan, and they moved to Greenwich Village together in New York. They ended up trying to have kids. She kept having miscarriages, and she got surgery from that. Then, while she was recovering from the surgery, no, they visited Provincetown, Massachusetts to work on her plays. And this is what really got her into like playwriting and everything. And then they got too successful from this. And I mean, I guess I wish I had those problems, but so they were too successful, so they moved to Greece from this. And this is when it gets confusing because they just have so much going on. So her husband, Cook, he died from glanders, which is a disease that you get from your dogs. So, I mean, I've never heard of that, but he died from his dog, basically. So, after he died, then she um wrote this. It's called The Road to the Temple, and it was a biography of him, and it was a tribute to him. And she was just so lost and I guess trying to use her art and finding the beauty in things is how I would think of it. So, before I read this last slide, I forgot to put in there, she fell in love with this man that was years younger than her, like abnormally young for her age. And I'm not sure how old she was at the time, but she fell in love with this man that was so young. I don't know if it reminded her of Cook or what the deal was, but she was in love with him. So, anyways, she went into a deep period of depression, alcoholism, poor health, and she just was like truly going through it. And That's pretty much it. There's not much more about her, but this was super interesting. This whole slide, I put bonus info because it was so interesting. Sorry, this is a little bit more than 5 minutes, but I hope that you guys found this interesting and that you consider reading one of her books because I know that I'm definitely going to consider it. So, yeah, hope you guys have a good day.